If too many oxidative damage causing molecules attack your mitochondria, you feel run down and you start to drag. But if you are protecting your mitochondria, then you can feel a revitalizing surge of energy all day long. Not only that, but you can look better too. And you might even add a few years to your life. So let me ask you a question. Do you dread seeing those new wrinkles in the mirror? If so, the chances are you tried various creams and lotions and potions to restore your beautiful skin. But recent research shows that beauty truly does come from within. So all of those potions and lotions simply are not going to work from the outside like this product does, and helps you get your beauty back from the inside. So, here's how that works. To look its best, your skin cells need energy. It gets this energy from the mitochondria. When it has enough, your skin looks young and it glows. But as you learned, your mitochondria are vulnerable to oxidative damage. When they fall victim, they can't produce all the energy that your skin needs. As a result, you suffer from wrinkles and dry, scaly, flaky, saggy skin. And no cream or lotion or potion is going to solve that problem. Can you see how your aches and your pains, your saggy skin, your wrinkles aren't really your fault? You've been lied to by the pharmaceutical and the cosmetic industry, as well as the water bottling companies. Health and beauty come from within. This cannot be stated enough. And you've been a victim of oxidative damage because you didn't have this certain kind of water. This goes deeper than just good looks. Like I said, you might even find yourself aging more gracefully and blowing out candles on your birthday cake at 100 years of age. You see, the mitochondria is directly connected to how long you live. So you need to provide the health that your mitochondria needs, or health things that your mitochondria needs. Now, you've heard, like I said, of these centenarians over hundreds of years of age. Well, science has shown to us that the reason they live longer is because they have learned how to avoid oxidative damage. And that's not just in small pockets around the world. I mean, we have people who are living, like the Hunzas, living for long periods of time, 120 years or so. And people in Italy have been known to live quite long, in France and Ireland and Finland. And I heard somebody just recently living and celebrating her 129th birthday in Israel. So, you know, it's a possibility. We just need to be aware of it. And we might be able to live to be 100 years of age or longer. So just imagine this. Can you see yourself blowing out 100 candles on your 100th birthday cake? Sharing quality time with your family and friends, and knowing deep in your heart that you've got a strong future ahead of you? Hold on to that feeling, because this fantasy can be a reality for you. It all comes down to this. When your bodies aren't protected from the onslaught of the oxidative damage, we get older. But the opposite is true too. If we protect our bodies from oxidative damage, we can get younger, or at least slow the aging process down. If we don't, and the oxidative damage takes place, we feel older, we look older, we are, in fact, older. Unless we do something about it. And that's where this healing water comes in. It has that special, almost magical property that enables it to fight oxidative damage in your body and to protect you from its harmful effects. Here's how. See, this water is bursting with molecules called antioxidants. Antioxidants are the savior of your cells. Antioxidants are like the good side of the force that brings the balance in your body's health. Remember, oxidative damage is when electrons get ripped out of your cells. Well, antioxidants do something very special. They have their own electrons, and when your body is under attack, antioxidants generously donate their own electrons so that yours are saved. In other words, these brave molecules act like bodyguards who dive in front of you and take the bullet for you. As a result, you're safe from oxidative damage. Your joints are stronger, your aches and pains disappear, your skin begins to glow, your hair gets stronger and thicker, your vision is clearer, and on you'll see improvements in your life if we can avoid this oxidative damage. And besides all of that, you might actually live to enjoy 100 beautiful years of your life, something I think that you deserve. Well, because scientists in Japan discovered the truth, this special kind of water infuses your body with the most super powerful oxidant on the planet, which is, right, hydrogen. It was first discovered by a Hungarian scientist called Albert Szent-Györgyi, whatever. That's Gyorgyi. If you know how to pronounce it, you can leave a comment. But later on, he won this Nobel Prize for discovering the antioxidant activity of vitamin C. But almost nobody realizes he alerted the world to something that can transform your health far, far more. He did it right during that December 11th, 1937 Nobel Prize lecture. It happened when Albert declared, our body really only knows one fuel, hydrogen. And that's the secret to this water, hydrogen. Instead of regular water, where the hydrogen is bonded and trapped with oxygen, this life-giving water has a certain amount of freed oxygen. If you're experiencing any of these following issues, you may be experiencing lack of hydrogen in your cells. Change in skin temperatures like cold hands, feet, and fingers. Numbness or loss of sensation in the feet, the toes, and the hands. Feeling lethargic even after doing small activities like climbing the stairs. Hair falling out, thinning, dry skin, scaly skin, uneven skin tone, blemishes on the skin, sluggish memory, feeling sleepy all the time, cramps and headaches and irregular heartbeats and itchy hands and legs and feet and high cholesterol and low cholesterol and blood pressure high and low, swelling of hands and feet and loss of appetite and unexplained weight loss. It's all caused by oxidative damage, and it is the main cause of many of our health problems today, I believe, including cancer, early aging, dementia, and other neurological conditions. Clinical evidence is showing how healing it is. A study out of Japan showed hydrogen could help improve blood flow and a host of other issues. A Japanese hospital found hydrogen helped patients' joints feel better in more or less a few weeks. Imagine an antioxidant so powerful it helps to protect your joints. You can forget all of that knee surgery and hip surgery. Just drink some good, live, hydrogenated, microclustered, earth frequency balanced water. But that's not all. This water might even help you rid your body of all your pain, like it did me. It'll increase your energy, and it'll make you feel and function as a younger person. In fact, animal and in vitro clinical results from over 500 peer-reviewed articles show hydrogen can help protect the health of your heart, brain, lungs, skin, kidneys, liver, and your ears and your gums. Remember, hydrogen helps protect you from oxidative damage at the cellular level. It could transform every part of your body, all 37.2 trillion of your cells. It could protect you from the inside out. It can regenerate your DNA. Think of your biggest health concerns, the ones that frustrate you the most. What would it feel like to be free from all of that? How much less pain and anxiety would you experience right now if those worries disappeared? The fatigue, the sadness, the exhaustion, dreading that your health was dragging you down. What if you stopped feeling stuck in the sidelines of life and started feeling more confident and carefree? What if instead you were worrying about your health, you were out playing golf, or you were out in your garden, or you were playing with your dogs or your grandchildren and swimming and boating and skiing? All those things that you used to enjoy, you can still do. You will begin to feel brand new. How would it feel for you going out and having fun like you used to and relishing the bright future you had ahead? You can still do that. It's all possible with the super antioxidant hydrogen found in the living waters. But as you have learned before, hydrogen must be freed for it to work. That's because the hydrogen is still trapped in regular water. That's where this problem comes in with the bottled water and even alkaline water. It turns out the water you've been drinking up until now is closer to the fountain of death than it is the fountain of youth. It doesn't matter if it goes through a reverse osmosis filter. It doesn't matter if it goes through an alkalizing filter. It doesn't matter that it goes through a Berkey filter. It doesn't matter if it's bottled by a fancy company for even a fancier price. It just doesn't matter because it's all dead. Dead. All of it. As a side note, everyone knows what the difference is between the natural spring water, living water, and the dead water that comes out of the tap for most people. But do you know, even spring water is being increasingly affected by cell phones, Wi-Fi radiation, microwaves, bombardment in our atmosphere, on our bodies, and even the plants that grow our foods, and it's knocking electrons from the water molecules. The effect is similar to what goes on in the microwave, with less power, of course, but the constant exposure from multiple sources more than makes up for the lack of power and energy in our natural resources. Okay, we're back. I'd like to continue with you understanding that the Natural Resources Defense Council found that after they tested more than 1,000 bottles of different brands of bottled water, they found a frightening percentage violated state and even federal guidelines for safety. Now, we may have to use bottled water in our water smacker depending on where you live. And that's why I encourage you to use the spring water. One that has proven the safety guidelines and have not violated any of those guidelines. I want you to consider what the Natural Resources Defense Council found after they tested more than 1,000 different bottles of bottled water. And it was 103 different brands. And they found a fantastic and frightening percentage of those bottles had violated state and even federal guidelines for safety. Also, the Canadian Journal of Microbiology, they found something even scarier, and that they found that within just 7 days of the bottled water being in storage, the bacteria can grow a full 1,000 times greater than what it was when it was first bottled. So, you're thinking, where are we supposed to get our drinking water from? Well, I'm sure you'll agree that we're not supposed to be getting our water from long pipes of water from the tap or from the metal cans that the water is stored in, like here in Punta Gorda, and gigantic water companies have. I'm sure it's not out of the plastic bottles. No, it comes from the natural springs. That's the water our body wants. So we have to figure out how we're going to get this stale, dead water livened up to become this natural spring water that our body craves. Why do you think mountain springs are renowned for their rejuvenating powers? Have you ever been able to drink out of a mountain spring? I hope so, but probably most of you have not. It is a big difference in the water. And we want you to have that same experience now just by using your water smacker at your countertop. Now we know that there's been legends of rejuvenating springs with some magical healing powers. I think that these rejuvenating springs are famous not only because they heal, but the reason they're healing is because it contains the freed hydrogen and also the natural Earth frequency of 7.83 Schumann frequency. Now I want you to picture the water in these springs seeping through layers of rock towards the surface, getting nourished with the right kinds of mineral for health. I wonder, are we sure that this creates the freed hydrogen naturally? Well, it turns out researchers from Germany and Switzerland actually did test certain natural bodies of water. And what happened is they did find in the natural lakes that there are small amounts of this freed hydrogen that we're talking about. But something very definitely was wrong. Because what happened is these scientists were so excited about finding this freed hydrogen in the water, they thought they could bottle it. So when they did store the water for long periods of time in their labs, they discovered that the free hydrogen actually disappeared. In other words, the water became stale and dead. No living organisms, no life whatsoever, and the freed hydrogen was no longer present. It's just like soda pop. It's just like soda pop. As soon as you open the bottle, what does it do? It fizzes. Well, it's the same thing with the hydrogen. This hydrogen gases are even lighter and smaller, so when you open the bottle or keep the bottle cap on, it doesn't matter. The gas dissipates and it disappears and the water becomes flat or dead. So like I said, you can't bottle this special water, which is why you can't find it in the stores. You must make this water yourself, and it's best to start drinking this water right after you have charged it. Up until recently, it was possibly only with the most expensive machine to get quote-unquote live water. But then I found this natural way. You don't have to journey thousands of miles to go to a spring to get some rejuvenating, healing water. Instead, you can bring its tonic, crystal clear, ionizing free hydrogen, earth balance power to your home. And here's how. The water smacker charges the water through a special Tesla coil frequency longitudinal process. Here's the equation on how it works. Oh, got you there. It doesn't matter. That's too complicated to worry about for most of us. Our machine has no actual current flowing through the water like many other alkalizing machines have. There is no unintended electrochemical reactions to the water chemistry. The process is energetic in nature. Any changes to the water would be charge reactions, not caused by any electrochemical reactions. See, the Tesla coils are driven by a pair of frequencies, and the first generates femtosecond pulsing patterns to initiate the non-Hertzian pulses from the Tesla coils. That first is the water charging part of the process. The second part is gating pulses that mimics the energetic upper atmospheric conditions within the resonance cavity. This is the microclustering part of this process. The resonance chamber uses two dissimilar metals with only the stainless steel rod in direct contact with the water in the bottle. The water becomes one dipole, and the thin aluminum on the inside of the tube becomes the other dipole. The plastic bottle becomes the dielectric that prevents the current flow. Part of what creates non-Hertzian energy was described in the video by Bob in the Tesla conference, and that video link is below, and you can check it out yourself. I realize this might seem complicated, especially for those who are not, into chemistry, but the only thing we really need to know is the basics, that the water is healthy and vibrant with life-enhancing charge. And that's why we recommend using the water smacker. So what happens when you switch to this nourishing water? In a small study published in the Journal of the Clinical Biochemistry and Nutrition, researchers found 8 weeks of drinking hydrogen-rich water lowered the free radical damage of the volunteers and improved their cholesterol. Isn't that something? They even found it helped support healthy blood sugar. Another study shows hydrogen-rich water can support the health of your joints. They found that long-term consumption has been shown to support your immune system. See, it's the hydrogen-rich water that makes this water work, because hydrogen is a potent antioxidant. It can prevent oxidation from inflicting damage to your cells throughout your body. It also can repair your cells that have already been damaged. This is why it's so important to use this water. It even works for athletes, they say. There was a Siberian Journal of Sports Sciences published a study where athletes drank a hydrogen-rich sports drink during their tough workouts, but as a result, their heart rates were lower than those drinking a regular sports drink. The hydrogen-rich water has also been shown to delay muscle fatigue and improve performance. So, can you imagine how you would feel if this water did the same for you? Now remember, I mentioned a while back about the mitochondrial health and the centenarians, those who live to be 100 or older. Remember how I asked you to imagine blowing out 100 candles on your birthday cake when you're 100 years old? Well, a study in Japan showed this kind of water improves the mitochondrial health of those who drink it. The link is below if you care to read about it, but it basically is that the clinical studies have shown that drinking the hydrogen water directly protects the mitochondria and improves the outcome of the mitochondria disorders. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouses of the cell. They are organelles that act like a digestive system which takes in nutrients, breaks them down, and creates energy-rich molecules for the cell. The biochemical process of the cell are known as cellular respiration. In other words, your cells are finally able to breathe. Drinking hydrogen water also stimulates energy metabolism according to their articles. Now, this could be your lifeline. This is what we're really, where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, because this water can get into all the nooks and crannies of your body where it's needed the most, where treatments can't go. Your poor mitochondria are starving for antioxidants to protect them, and hydrogen is just the ticket. It's the one for the job. It's almost like this is the secret drinking of the 100-year-olds. They have this secret. They drink this hydrogenated, power-packed water. But that's just one thing. Let me prove to you. To show you the results you can see with your own eyes. Here's how. It turns out that you can actually measure with a number value how much a liquid either reduces the potential for oxidation or creates oxidation, which is a problem. So this is done with something called an ORP meter, which stands for oxidation reduction potential. In other words, this meter helps indicate how much of a healthy antioxidant a liquid is, or an unhealthy pro-oxidant.